Good evening, Facebook world. I just been missing you today. I hadn't been able to jump on and help out a little bit, but what I wanted to show you is that we're going to make something that's really good, and you have to make it before time. So I'm going to have this on Sunday dinner, but here it is on Friday, and I'm fixing to make it. And I wanted you to see my recipe. You can tell by looking at it that it's been used a lot of times. That's because it's one of my family's favorites. And the name of it is Blueberry Delight. But the good thing is you can make it with blueberries or strawberries or peaches. And I'm going to show you how to do it, and we're going to have a good time doing it. I want to also show you this. Years ago, I couldn't find any recipes. So I made me a recipe box. Now, it's not anything fancy. You see that? That is not a fancy recipe box. But it works so good. My husband had an old box, and it's a Sure Shell shot box. It's a box that shells used to come in long time ago. And you just don't see these old boxes much anymore. But what I did is I got me some of these file folders things right here. And so I cut them a little bit to fit in this box. And I started out with appetizers, and I put a number 1 on it. And then I went to breads and breakfast things, and I put a number 2 on it. So actually they're in alphabetical order, but they're also numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to the last one is the vegetable casseroles. And then I've got my vegetables right before that, and I've got meats and pies and puddings and cookies and dips and candy and canning and drinks and gravies. And have y'all ever been trying to look something up in a dictionary and you caught yourself saying A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, trying to figure out where it was in the alphabet? Well, I do that. I guess, I don't know why I can't do it the other way, but so that is the reason that I did them alphabetically, plus I did them numerically so that I could find my recipe when I wanted to. So today I looked it up, and I found this Blueberry Delight, and we're going to make it. And I'm fixed to get out all my stuff, and we're going to have some Blueberry Delight learning. It's going to be good, y'all. I want y'all to see who's in the kitchen with me today. I'm going to let you look at this little sweet thing on the floor. Look at her. You see that? What you doing, girl? What you doing? Are you hot outside? Huh? Are you hot outside? I don't usually let her in, but she was so hot out there, y'all. It's so hot down in Delusia today. I mean, there's nothing else to do but stay inside and cook because it is so hot. So anyway, we're fixing to start working on the crust in here in just a minute. Okay, let's make the crust for the Blueberry Delight. The first thing you need to do is get you out a cup of pecans. Now, in South Alabama, this is pecan country. Everybody picks their pecans up off the ground under the tree. They take them to the pecan plant here, and they crack them and all for you, and then you just bring them back home and shell them, and there's no shelling to it. It's so easy because when they crack them, it is so easy. But anyway, this crust is one of the best parts to me of the pie. You just kind of want to rough chop it just a little bit. And I put 1 cup of pecans. That's what I've got right here, 1 cup. Okay, now I'm going to put them in my casserole dish. Whoop, there's one I need to do. This morning, something I did outside, I had to come in and take my bath this afternoon because I got up this morning and went outside to work while it was still cool. But you know how the mailman will come up to your mailbox. Like, you put this right in your pan. You remember how the mailman will come to your mailbox, and when it's raining, and then after so many days of rain, you got this deep hole right there at your mailbox full of water where mailmen's come by. Well, I had to get out there and fill that up with dirt this morning. I put some rocks in it and stuff. All right, and to fix it. But anyway, I've got 1 cup of pecans. Now I'm going to put in 1 1/4 cup of plain That means all-purpose flour. So I'm gonna go over here and do that, and I'm gonna get my all-purpose flour, and I'm gonna get me 1 1/4 cup. And remember, I always leave my little thing in my flour container, because if I don't, I'll forget which ones. You can't tell by looking which one's plain and which one's self-rising. So you want to use the plain one. Let me see what that is. All right, that's 1 1/2 cups, a little bit too much. Take some out. All right, there you go. And I know this is a liquid measure, but you know, I just don't worry about stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna put in 1 1/4 cup of plain flour. Now I melted 1 stick of butter in my microwave. Girl, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? I'm gonna put it over here, over this. All right, I'm gonna stir it up with my hands. Get it all mixed together. Now I'll let you see how it looks. It's almost like kind of like a cookie dough. And it's gonna taste like a cookie dough too, because it's gonna be so crunchy and good with all those pecans in it. So you just make it up to where you got a stiff, kind of like a stiff dough. That's what it'll take. It's like a stiff dough. I think she's hoping I'll drop something on the floor so she can eat it. She's in here walking around. We've got the fan going over there. One of those old-timey fans that if you stick your finger in it, it'll cut it off. All right, here, let me show you this, what we've got so far. All right, you see that? It's all stuck together just like a cookie dough. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it out all over the bottom, and then I'm going to mash it in. Let me spread it out. I've got my oven preheated on 350 degrees. And while this is getting hard in the oven, I'm going to be making the filling to the Blueberry Delight. I imagine a lot of y'all have had this, and you know how good it is. All right, and I'm going to take the palm of my hand, and I'm going to start pressing down in this pan and the fingertips, and I'm going to try to spread it out all to the edge. Now, it's not going to be thick. It's going to be kind of thin because you don't have that much stuff. I guess this is about a 9 by 11 pan or something like that, I think. Maybe an 8 by something. I don't know. I didn't measure it. I'm going to push that down. Anyway, I got my hole by the mailbox fixed. And then there was another hole that I needed to fix. So I got that fixed. I had on my boots and my old jeans and sunscreen. And I was out there about 7 o'clock, because if you don't get through your outside work by 9 o'clock, you're in trouble, because it's so hot out there. Y'all just bear with me now. I'm going as fast as I can. So if y'all are stuck inside and it's so hot, why don't you make you a recipe box? Get you some old file folders and fix them in a box. You could use plastic or whatever you've got. I just love antique, so that's why mine's in a wooden shell shot box. I love those old boxes, especially the ones that are dovetailed. Now that's the ones that kind of fit together like this. You know, those boxes that fit like that on the corner. That's called a dovetail box. And they're older and better than some of these newfangled boxes today. You don't even see many wooden boxes today. That's why the old ones are so valuable. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let me show you how it's going to look. Let me put a pecan over here. That one looks like he didn't get one. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. See how I pressed it down all over the bottom of that? All right, that's 1 1/4 cups of plain flour, 1 stick of butter, and 1 cup of chopped pecans. All right, let's put it in the oven on 350. Whew, all right, we're going to leave that in there, and it says about from 20 to 35 minutes. Now, y'all, the reason sometimes I don't tell you exactly how long to leave something in an oven is this. You know as well as I do that all ovens cook differently. They do. They just cook differently. My daughter's oven doesn't cook as hot as my oven does. So, you know, you just got to look in there and taste it and tell it. So anyway, that's how you do the crust. All right, now we're going to start doing, I'm going to get my stuff out to start doing the filling. So I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to turn you right back on as soon as I get it all out, okay? Y'all ever seen a dog that just sits like a human on the floor? I want you to look at that. She is enjoying herself. You see that old fan back there going? It's keeping her cool. And y'all look here what I got today. I went to the Wingert's Market, and I want y'all to look at that. Now, isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? Oh, my goodness. They had so many wonderful things. I got me some eggplants and all that kind of stuff, too, today. Okay, now let's make our filling to go in our pie. You are going to need 2 things of your cream cheese, cream cheese. So I got 2. These were on sale today for, I don't know what it was, but anyway, they weren't much. So you need 2 things of cream cheese. So what you do is you put that in your mixer. Now, if you don't have a mixer, you might could mix it up by hand. If you got your cream cheese soft enough, so that it would be easy. If I can get in it, you know, they always make things hard, don't they? All right, here we go. There's 1. My grandmother, which I call Big Mama, she used to love cream cheese. That was one of her favorite things. It's cream cheese, and I love it too. I love it with anything on it. It is so good. All right, here's your second one. And we're going to beat that up real good. And while that is beating, when it gets kind of sort of creamy, we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. I've already started getting some of the sugar out, but you're going to add 2 cups of granulated sugar. All right, I'm going to add that now to the mixture over here. I'm just adding a little bit at a time. I could eat it just like this. You know it's going to be good. I mean, you got all these fine ingredients in it. You just can't beat butter and sugar and pecans and cream cheese. I mean, how can it not be good, right? All right, let me get me a spatula. If I can find one over here. Y'all are always behind me, aren't you? Here we go. And it's not time for me to take my crust out yet. All right, I'm going to do this around a little bit like that. Press it in. All right, now I'm going to put in 8 ounces of Cool Whip. 8 ounces. I put it in the freezer when I got home with it, so it's a little cold. I like to keep mine in the freezer sometimes. You know, the good thing about this dessert, if you're having company, you can make this 2 or 3 days ahead of time. And then on the day that the company comes, you've got this big dessert, and they're going to love it, and it's cool because you keep it in the refrigerator. It's a great summertime dessert. And I like it in the wintertime, too, with a big cup of coffee. getting real smooth. I'm gonna let you look over here in it in just a second. You know, if you were in my kitchen, I guess you could see it firsthand, but we're just having to cook together like this. I wish I could see what you were cooking in your kitchen today. I bet it's good. I bet it's good. All right, let me wash my hands off. All right. Come on over here and look. I like to put stuff on high. I don't know. I'm not much on taking your time with a mixer. I like to get it done, don't y'all? All right, so we've got in here, in the filling, we've got 2 cream cheese, 2 cups of sugar, and 1 8-ounce Cool Whip. Whip topping. Doesn't that look good? Oh man. Okay, see now that when our pie comes out, we can put this on it. All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way so that when our pie comes out, y'all can see that. So, let's see what else. I've got some people at the Coddle House last night, and they're staying tonight too, and they are from Kentucky. So, hey, Kentucky. They said to say hey to the Kentucky people. So, hey, Kentucky. And then I've got a couple over there staying in the little cottage, and they are from Mobile. So, hey, Mobile. I thank all of you. But anyway, I bought a watermelon today too, and it was so heavy, I left it out in the yard in the grass, in the shade, till I could get the energy to bring the thing in. But anyway, all right, I'm going to turn this off now. It's ready. It's done. All we'll have to do now is wait on our crust, and then I'm going to cool the crust, and then I'm going to bring you back in my kitchen with me, and we're going to finish it up. And then we'll have it on Sunday. All right? See you later. Okay, y'all, our pie crust is finished and cooled. See me touching the bottom? But I want you to kind of see how brown it was. Really, actually, what you're doing is you're looking at the pecans to kind of tell. It said to cook it about, 25, 35 minutes, something like that. But I really watched mine, and I think I cooked them maybe 35 minutes or so. But if your oven's different, maybe you can kind of see the crust part is kind of light brown, and then the pecans are toasted on there. All right, so I'm going to put it over here now, and we're fixing to take this and let me clean off my beater, and we're going to put our filling in our pie. So it took a long time for that thing to dry to cool. While it was cooling, I was drinking a cup of coffee. I might as well say a pot. I drank 6 cups. My word. I'll probably be up all night tonight because it was caffeinated coffee. I'll be up doing whatever. All right, I'm gonna lick the beater later. Y'all ever do that? That was my favorite thing to do when Mama cooked, was lick that beater. Okay, I've got this here. Now you can't smear this around good, so what you have to do is just kind of puddle it here and there and then smear it around. So I'm gonna put some of this just all over it, here and there, all over. And get it in. I put my old dog out. She got tired of being in the kitchen with me. I walked around with her a little outside while this pie crust was cooling. And she's back out in the yard now. Because it's getting a little bit later in the afternoon, you can tell by the window that the sun's kind of coming down. Y'all won't believe what happened when I was during the pie cooling and me drinking my coffee. The phone rang and I answered it, and it was a man and his wife right outside of Ontario, Canada. Can you believe that? I'm telling you, what a small world we live in. All right, I'm gonna leave a little bit in there so I have something to snack on. All right, now what I want to do now is I'm gonna spread it out on here, but I'm gonna do it gently. I'm not gonna stir it. I'm just spreading it all over. So this was my cream cheese and my sugar mixture. So I spread it out like that. Okay, got that done. Now let me wash my hand off. Okay, now then, let me show you how I did it. See? Okay, now then what we want to do is we're going to take some blueberry pie filling. Now listen, y'all, you're supposed to have 2 cans, and Brenda Gantt messed up. She accidentally bought the blackberry, and I don't want a blackberry delight. I don't want that. So I had 1 can out there in my pantry of this, so I'm gonna just put 1 can on it. But you're actually supposed to have 2 cans. Y'all don't mess up like me. Put you 2 cans on there. I'm gonna just put 1. I might put another one on top maybe on Sunday when I actually fix it. But anyway, now remember, you can use 2 cans of blueberry pie filling, or you could use 2 cans of strawberry pie filling, or 2 cans of peach pie filling. So you've got a choice here of what to do. So I'm going to use, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little here and there all over it because I have got 1 can. We'll just have this, you know, this is just the way it is. Hey, when you mess up, don't you? My son always got on to me. He said, Mama, all you do is look at the picture on the can. You never read the can. You just look at the picture. And you know what? My son is exactly right. That's all I do. I just look at the picture. It looked like a blueberry, so I bought it. And it was a blackberry. It even started with a B. I mean, you know, it even started with a B. I don't know if y'all know this, but rabbits eat blackberry leaves when they don't feel good. That's their medicine. I better scrape it out good since I don't have but 1 can. All right, I'm gonna just barely spread it around with the back of my spoon, okay? All right, got that done. Hey, 1 can, I believe. Y'all might just want to buy 1 can. Make your dessert a little bit cheaper, wouldn't it? Looks like it's a plenty. The recipe says 2, but all right, here we go. There, I've done that around. Okay, now then, we're gonna get out our Cool Whip. All right, you know, a while ago I told you that we mixed 1 8-ounce thing of Cool Whip in with those 2 things of cream cheese, and I beat up my cream cheese and my sugar real good, and then I added this. Well, you buy 2 of them because this one's gonna go on top. And I'm gonna put a little here and there on top. And you talking about a good dessert, honey, this is definitely it. This would be good at a church social, a little party, for your family, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, or just because you want to make it. And the great thing about it is you can make it beforehand. That's what's really good. All right, now I've got it let me show you. I've got it like this, and then I fix it to smear it around everywhere with the back of my spoon. I like to do mine with the back of the spoon and just barely put it around. Okay. I'm trying not to get any of the blueberry mixed in it where it's be pretty. You know, presentation. They always say presentation. Or your presentation, I should say. Presentation. All right, here we go. All right, now then what I'm going to do, I saved me out just about a half a handful of pecans, not much. I'm going to chop these up and sprinkle just a few on the top, make it look pretty for the family. Just a few, not too fine, just kind of chunky. All right, that'll be plenty. Let me just sprinkle a few here and there, just to kind of decorate it up, make it look kind of fancy. You know, the Bible says, whatever you do it unto the Lord. Whatever you do it as unto the Lord. In other words, if Jesus were coming today and I was making him a blueberry delight, I would want to do the very best that I could. And this is my very best. Other than, I should have had 2 things of blueberries. But here it is. Isn't that pretty? And y'all, it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. So I'm going to cover this with some saran wrap. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And we're going to have it for our Sunday lunch. Y'all have a great day. A great night, I should say. It's almost nighttime and everything. And give somebody a hug before you go to bed tonight. Tell them you love them. Because we're not promised tomorrow. Love y'all. Talk to you later.